Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Simpler Living PEI. And yeah, it's my day off, so of course I'm cooking. But today's actually a special day off. Poor Freddie's stuck in his truck on the other end of the island. And it's our anniversary today. So I'm gonna make him some good food. We're gonna make a pot roast. I haven't decided if I'm making scallop potatoes or roast potatoes. Figure it out. But today we're making my version of a cheater cobbler. I admit I can't make a cobbler to save my life. They never come out right. So I kind of started cheating with this one quite a while ago, and it actually works out pretty good. So I'm happy. So, but like I said, it's 20 years with the Fred. So our first date was on this day 20 years ago, and we were kind of at the hip ever since. So we went to see a movie. Neither of us remember what the movie was. We just know that since that specific day, we've kind of always been together. So we consider today our anniversary. So it is pot roast day, cheater cobbler day, laundry day. But anyway, like I said, I do a cheater cobbler. I suck at cobblers. I took some raspberries out of the freezer. That's what these are. Now, I actually have these frozen raspberries with some flour and some sugar on them already. And some of those peaches that we canned earlier this year. But let me do this part. It's the only thing I use a wine opener for. It's my jars. Alrighty. So we're going to keep the juice because like I said, this is cheater biscuit mix. Trust me, it works. I'm very happy with this. So we're going to keep the juice first. Now, like I said, I made the peaches this year with syrup. When I do peaches again next year, I think it's just going to be water because, I mean, even though I like the syrup and they taste really good, they're sweeter than I actually want them to be, which is going to make the biscuit topping a little bit sweeter than I'm used to. So that's okay. The hardest part of doing this is getting the juice past the peaches. I want all that juice in the bowl. Wait a minute. I have a spoon. Why am I not using the spoon to hold the peaches out of the way? Because that's what smart people do. There we go. Alrighty. We'll sprinkle the peaches in with the raspberries. Let's give them a little bit of a flippy. Actually, no. I'm just going to spread them around. There we go. Now, the reason why we keep the juice is because we're actually going to make the biscuit mix with the juice. Like I said, cheater biscuits. I forgot the scissors. Just a minute. There we go. Now I have a little bit of extra water if we need them, and because of course it's a biscuit mix, everything's already in there. Oh, that's perfect. So now, of course, when you make those biscuit mixes, they look like biscuits. I want this thing to look like pancake batter. So there's a lot of cheater ways for cobblers. I know people that just use a white cake mix. A vanilla cake mix is really nice. Lemon cake mix, depending on what you've got underneath. Me, I just use the biscuit mix because I like it that way. Alrighty. I just realized my coffee's in the way. Jar's in the way. Okay, we're just gonna glob it on. One thing I like about these biscuit mixes too is you're starting to spoon it out. You can kind of tell that the leaveners and the things are kind of going to work because it gets bubbly like pancake mix. I've also done this with breakfast Sounds weird, but actually have used, like, you know, we use that Kodiak pancake mix because it's like a multigrain, you know, low in sugar, high fiber, all that great stuff. And it tastes really, really good. I've done this for breakfast with that Kodiak mix, but on a big sheet pan. Did it over apples and raisins. Fabulous. Maybe we'll do that someday actually for the freezer. That would be a good breakfast. Alrighty. Now I know it's sweet, but I like the crunchy, so I'm gonna get some Demerara sugar. And we're gonna sprinkle some on top. I lied, it's turbinado sugar. In case you're wondering, like all these are just a like a bigger sugar crystal. It's actually a fair size. It's, I don't know how to describe it. Big cube brown sugar. I don't know, the best way I can do it, but it adds that really crunchy, dark brown, sugary kind of flavor to the top, and it's just something I've always liked. I do the same thing with sweet biscuits when we're making like I don't know, strawberry shortcake, and you're using biscuits. Just so you know, those are cheater biscuits too. And then I put the turbinado on top. I don't know, I like it. Alrighty guys, this, oh, I can't put that back in the bag. What am I thinking? I'm gonna put this in the oven, and then we will continue on and with dinner, and I'll show you how this looks when it comes out. I still cannot believe that we've been together for 20 years. So that's just a me thing though. Don't worry about me. I'll be just fine. But thought I'd let you know what we made. So we did make the pot roast, of course, and I did not make potatoes. I decided to cook one of those, I can't even pronounce it. What do you call that thing again? Kaboka? Anyway, it's a Japanese pumpkin. It's basically a buttercup squash. So I have to admit, the flavor is subtle, but it's really, really nice. So normally when we cook squash, it's either sweet or savory. In this case, you'll see here in a bit, I actually made that one sweet. Came out really well. And of course, the joke when I handed Fred his dinner was that, here, have an orange dinner, because I wasn't thinking. That's okay. I tend to do that sometimes. The not thinking part, or everything on the plate's the same color. Monochromatic food. But anyway, so we did the pot roast. Now when we cook our pot roasts, they're really rather simple. Salt, cracked black pepper, and the rosemary garlic. It's an epicure blend. I'll link that down below so you can actually see it. And it just went in. Now this little pot roast, it's a fair sized little pot roast, but keep in mind it won't go to waste. We'll have part of it for dinner, and then you'll also see a little later on, I did make some soup with the rest, and some of it is actually cut up and we made it for basically little pieces of sandwich meat for Fred's lunch, because the poor guy's stuck working on a Saturday. Yeah, he hates that. But anyway, let's get back to the point. Pot roast is done. The squash did get cooked in the oven upside down, so it was cooked through, and then we added everything else afterwards. Now another thing that I fail at, Yorkshire pudding. So I've tried making Yorkshire pudding from scratch. They either don't rise or they just taste odd. I've made some great versions, like Jamie Oliver, you know, he makes a fabulous Yorkshire pudding. It's a great recipe. I've tried it when other people have made it, but for some reason, mine always fails. So we're going to do the cheater one. And to top it all off, I'm already using the muffin tin at this point. So I put it in that glass cake pan. Yeah, that was a bad idea. It stuck. My metal cake pan, that's a whole other story. It died during our power outage. Trust me, you don't want to know. But the squash as well, like I said, we just put some butter and some brown sugar on it. You'll see that here in a second. And they ended up just kind of going in the oven. Came out nice, toasty, warm, and tasty. Now, that was also the day I killed my selfie stick, so I couldn't even barely show you dinner. So it's gonna fly by here in a minute and you'll barely be able to see it. But the picture of that Yorkshire pudding, I was actually pretty happy, except for the fact that it stuck. Hey, it happens. But here you go. Yorkshire. And here comes dinner. Well, guys, I broke my selfie stick. I have another one coming. But the rest of that fabulous roast beef, which you barely got a glimpse of because I broke my selfie stick, it turned into a great beef barley soup. It is literally just the barley, the leftover gravy, some broth, leftover carrots, leftover green beans, leftover onion. But either way, it came out really, really good. So we have supper, some no-knead homemade bread. Gonna be tasty. Yeah, so I just kind of thought I'd mess around yesterday and, sorry, kitty distraction. So I messed around yesterday. We had a nice dinner. It was good. We liked it. And then, of course, leftovers, so homemade soup. That'll be enough for tonight and my lunch for tomorrow because, hey, that's why I make the meals the size that I do. And, well, if I had a working selfie stick, I'd show you the rest of my day, but I'm just going to be making some blueberry muffins for Freddie. I did find a really cool blueberry muffin recipe. Well, it's a basic muffin recipe, and you just kind of add the blueberries, but I'll post a couple that I really like below. And that's the extent of my day. So, yeah, lots of fun. So, got to get this house in order. I have friends coming for a couple of days, and I'm really looking forward to that. So keep an eyeball out. We're going to do some more tip to tip and a couple other places that maybe I haven't been yet. I don't know. They haven't really decided where we're going to go. But anyway, guys, got to switch arms. I worked out the arms this morning. My arms are sore. Anyway, so tip to tip is coming, I hope, and some fabulous touring. Anyway, muffins time to get going. House, got to get going. It'll look good by the time they get here. It won't be quite such a cluster because right now it's a little bit of a cluttered cluster. I got to figure out where to put everything from Freddie's office. We'll sort it out. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And I appreciate you guys coming out with me every time I post. And, you know, as we enjoy our simpler life on PEI, hopefully next year will be a little bit simpler. Bye for now. Well, you know, I couldn't let you go without checking out those fabulous muffins. Oh, yeah. That guy there, he was just the bottom of the bowl. There's like 7 blueberries. No, it did not make a full dozen. I should have actually scooped these a little smaller because I didn't realize they were that poofy. But, you know, tasty.